Here's a number worth sitting with for a second. The odds that America's biggest crypto bill becomes law this year. 23%. That's what prediction markets priced last week. Down from 82% a few months ago. The Clarity Act has 4 days to get a Senate vote before the August recess. And if it dies, here's the question nobody's answering clearly: what exactly can't the SEC do? By the end of this video, you'll understand the one thing Hester Peirce says the SEC can't fix on its own. And why that matters for every coin you hold. Let's set the scene. The Clarity Act, officially the Digital Asset Market Clarity Act, passed the House back in July 2025, 294 to 134. In May, it cleared the Senate Banking Committee 15-9. Bipartisan. Then Senator Cynthia Lummis dropped a unified 616-page draft on July 22. Here's what the bill actually does. It draws a line between digital commodities and securities. It hands the CFTC authority over crypto spot trading on regulated platforms. And it hands the SEC cleared jurisdiction over investment contracts and tokenized securities. The industry loves it. SEC Chair Paul Atkins loves it. Michael Saylor loves it. So what's stopping it? The Senate needs 60 votes to beat a filibuster. Right now, roughly 0 Democrats are on board. The blocker is political, not technical. It's the ethics provision. The draft bars federal officials and their spouses from issuing or sponsoring new digital assets while in office. Platforms couldn't list assets issued in violation. But here's where it gets explosive: enforcement sits exclusively with the Department of Justice. State attorneys general are locked out. And the whole thing sunsets at noon on January 20, 2029, the exact moment Trump's second term ends. Senator Angela Alsobrooks called that enforcement design wild and unserious. Democrats say it's theater built to let the president walk free. Trump's financial disclosures show more than $1 billion in crypto-related income in 2025, tied to World Liberty Financial and the Trump meme coin. Republicans and the White House call the provision unprecedented. 7 Democrats call it a trap. Those 7 votes are exactly the ones the bill needs. Now the part that actually matters for your portfolio. Even if you don't care about the politics, this is where the SEC's limits live. Hester Peirce, the SEC commissioner known as Crypto Mom, has been blunt about this. At the DC Blockchain Summit in March, she spelled out the toughest issue on her plate: platforms where non-security crypto assets trade right next to securities. Some people might dispute the SEC's authority to regulate transactions that have no security component, even if they occur on SEC-regulated platforms. Read that again. The SEC can license a platform. It can watch securities trade there all day. But the moment that platform also lists tokens that aren't securities, the SEC's authority over that half of the business is arguable. Contestable. In court, a defendant can say, "You don't regulate me, this trade had no security in it." Here's the kicker: fixing that needs legislation, not rulemaking. Peirce's own words: Congress would have to expressly authorize exchanges to trade non-security crypto assets and give the SEC explicit authority over those transactions. No executive order does that. No SEC rule does that. Only a statute. There's a second thing the SEC can't do without the bill: future-proof anything. Paul Atkins said it straight: statute is the way to future-proof something. Rules and guidance from the SEC. A new administration can unwind them in a quarter. That's exactly what happened in 2021, when a new SEC chair walked in and flipped the entire enforcement posture overnight. The Clarity Act would make today's crypto-friendly regime harder to undo. Without it, every no-action letter, every piece of guidance, every enforcement pause is borrowed time. Galaxy Research's Alex Thorne put it this way: the industry won't be in crisis without clarity in 2026. But it's on borrowed time. So what does all this mean for your coins? Bitcoin? Mostly fine. Its commodity status is well established. ETFs exist. The Clarity Act would confirm what's already true. Altcoins? They're the ones living on borrowed time. Their status stays legally ambiguous, decided by interpretation, not law. A future SEC chair could tighten enforcement and reopen questions the market thought were settled. Exchanges? Stuck in the worst of both worlds. Regulated for the securities they list, legally foggy on everything else, and facing an SEC that can police half the platform while the other half argues in court. The deeper point, without the bill, the whole framework runs on guidance and enforcement. Predictable today, reversible tomorrow. Here's the synthesis. 4 forces are converging. Congress, which may or may not deliver. The SEC, which can nudge but can't lock anything in. The CFTC, ready to expand but waiting on a statute. And the courts, where every ambiguity eventually lands. The Clarity Act isn't a magic switch. Even if it passed, most operational changes wouldn't kick in until late 2027. What it does is set a baseline, a legal foundation that survives election cycles. The honest read, watch the Senate this week. A vote before August 10th means the bill lives. No vote, and we're looking at mid-2027 at the earliest. Either way, the SEC's limits don't disappear. They stay frozen, waiting on a Congress that keeps running out of time. That's the thing about statutes. Only Congress can write them. If this helped you make sense of the mess, subscribe. I break down crypto regulation like this every week. And drop a comment, do you think the ethics fight kills the bill? I read every single one.